Mathematical biology can be used to study a range of problems from the dynamics of individual cells and DNA molecules all the way through to the functioning of entire ecosystems. I like to think of mathematical biology as map making and thinking about extracting the key features from a complicated environment and identifying the salient features that need to be represented in your model. Mathematical biology gives us the capacity not just to study the environment and human health, but to actually learn from microorganisms and borrow tools and techniques that they've developed through evolution for our own advantage. Mathematical biology is very important because it allows us to bring a suite of quantitative tools to bear on new and exciting problems in biology and answer questions that couldn't be answered in traditional techniques. My group is particularly interested in looking at the behaviour of microorganisms at the scale of microorganisms. And so, although microorganisms are very small, the behaviour they exhibit actually scales up to large-scale processes. For example, nutrient cycling in the ocean, the health of coral reefs, and the behaviour of the gut microbiome can all be derived from small-scale processes occurring at the level of individual organisms. One of the model systems our group researches is coral reefs, and we're particularly interested in the interaction between corals and their surrounding fluid environment. We look at the behaviour of microorganisms in the water column and how they interact with the coral and the complicated three-dimensional flows around the surface of the coral. We're also very interested in the behaviour of individual microorganisms in the ocean and how they forage for food, because the manner in which they search for food can ultimately shape how much carbon is stored in the ocean, how much is sequestered to the bottom of the ocean, and has a huge impact on the biogeochemical cycling in the oceans around the world. The world's coral reefs are facing multiple threats from ocean acidification and rising temperatures, and so to understand how they can survive and thrive, it's vitally important that we understand the microscopic dynamics occurring at the individual cell level. We now have a very good understanding of how individual bacteria navigate towards specific chemical cues, and we have a very good understanding of the communities present in the ocean. But really where the exciting future lies, I think, is connecting these two and thinking about the spatiotemporal dynamics of natural communities and applying these quantitative techniques that we've learned at the individual level into these more elaborate community structures. For me, one of the challenges but the joys of mathematical biology is identifying the key features of the system to be distilled and included in the mathematical model. It's very exciting to be able to cut across disciplines and work with people in different domains, and we see extraordinary progress in development of mathematical models.